is Jim, and uh, I'm the owner of Jascat Coffee Company. It's a small little company that I started up about 3 months ago as kind of a novelty thing. It hasn't really exploded into anything quite yet. It's still very new, but I've kind of expanded into not just one or two coffees. I got four different coffees now. Uh, how did I get started? Well, a long time ago, I have an uncle who's an artist. As a matter of fact, if you look at my website down here, you can see his bio on the very bottom of the page. And he's an artist, and he's done a lot of paintings over the years. We have one here that my wife picked out when we got married, and he gave it to us as a gift. He sells his pictures, his paintings, and I started out with this as kind of just a kind of not really a joke, just something that I could have my name attached to. So he drew me this image, which I'll show you a bigger picture of it. And it was a beatnik cat. And it was kind of just a little thing he did for me. It was really nice of him. But at that point, I needed to give it a name. So I used my initials, JAS, James Alexander Stephen. And it was a cat. So I called it Jascat. Simple, kind of unique. But being a beatnik cat and using the word jazz in it kind of worked out. So why Jascat Coffee Company? Well, since this epidemic came up with this COVID-19 thing, people have been working at home, and my wife's been working at home since March. And we moved out from California to Indiana and expecting, to do really good out here. And all of a sudden things just didn't go as we planned. But, everybody can say that now for themselves. So coffee, why coffee? Well, her working at home, realizing that a lot more people were, and realizing that coffee is going to be the main thing to drink in the morning, mid-morning and late morning, afternoon, there's always time for coffee. You can have hot coffee in the morning, you can have cold coffee for lunch and dinner, regardless of how you want to drink it. So I thought it would be kind of neat to start up a coffee company. There's tons of coffee companies out there, and they're all delicious coffees. But the trigger thing is where are you going to get your coffee from? Where are you going to buy the roasted beans from? Well, being in the Midwest, I wanted to keep it here in the Midwest. And I've tracked a lot of different coffee companies and looked for the best one, tried a lot out, and not really physically tasting every single one, but reading up on them to find out which is the best one. I'm not the biggest coffee drinker. I love coffee, don't get me wrong. But I'm not going to go to Starbucks and spend $4 for a tall coffee when I can go to McDonald's and get a great cup of coffee for $1.50. But after starting to drink some of these coffees that I've been using for selling, man, there's some great coffees out there. And it doesn't really mean that a lot of these other companies like Starbucks and what's it, the one Canadian one, Tim Horton and all that, Dunkin' Donuts, they don't have bad or great coffee. They do. They have really good coffee. Matter of fact, their coffees, you can buy them in the stores. But there's some great little coffee companies out there that is fresh. And fresh meaning it is within a week of purchase or a week of making, roasting, and get it into the package and in your hand in a cup of coffee within a week. That's a great cup of coffee. A lot of the bigger companies like Dunkin' and Starbucks, they produce your coffees and they freeze them right away, and then they pass them out to their stores or to the grocery store or whoever's going to be buying it, Amazon or whatever. And it seems that's the way to do it. But those are the big companies. Now, a smaller 12-ounce pack of coffee is going to typically cost you $12. So it's going to cost you about $1 a cup. Well, that's about right, isn't it? If you're going to go to McDonald's and all that. So, Jascat Coffee Company, and with the help of my uncle, again, you'll see his page on the bottom of my website, I'm using his art. And what I'm doing is I'm choosing pictures of cats that he has because he's a cat lover. And he's got quite a few pictures of different cats. And what I've been doing is I've been giving them the name of the breed of cat. So I choose a picture, I give it a name, and then I follow it up with what kind of coffee it is. So what we have this one's the dark roast, and it's called Tuck. Well, it's not a cat breed, but the first person that actually started putting their coffee, my coffee, in their store was a small little shop in town, and I live in a very small town in Indiana, and the store is called Tuck's, and it is a feed and grain store, and she has a little department, little area, actually it's a shelf that she sells candles, and she calls it the human store inside her store. And she was nice enough to buy some of my coffees, actually my Mexican blend, which is my where is it? Oh, which is my ragdoll, and she bought my hazelnut, which is my tabby. Oh no, not my tabby. Sorry, my Bombay. And she put them in her store. And she sold a couple, not too many. I wasn't expecting to be people standing in line to buy my coffee, but it was really nice of her. And I told her that the next brand I'm going to do is a dark roast, and I'd like to name it after her husband. She was more than glad to have that done. So I told her to go on my uncle's website, pick out a painting that she liked, and then I'll put her husband's name on it. So this is the dark roast, and it's a fantastic roast from a local Midwest roastery, and I buy them in sample packs or 12-ounce packs, and I have the labels made here, and I do a lot of artwork, but of course the artwork has to be specially made because it has to have certain words on it that these companies are asking for, which is perfectly fine. So I have my 4 brands, which is the Tabby, which is the mild roast, very good coffee. They're ground because, believe it or not, here in the Midwest, not too many people have a grinder. We have the Ragdoll, again, this is the Mexican blend. Very, very good coffee. Then we have the dark roast, like I showed you, which is the Tux, or Tuck. And then last but not least, for now, we have Bombay, which is a hazelnut coffee. I learned that hazelnut's great. It really is a fantastic tasting, but you can't really drink it every day. It's just kind of a different try, a different taste for that one time. So those are my 4 coffees. And what I learned is if you're going to get a whole bean, there's different kind of coffee grinders. What I bought myself, I was at the very start, when I was buying the Starbucks coffee in the 12-ounce pack, I would buy a whole bean, and then I would use the small little herb blender to cut them up. That really chops it up really, really bad. So I stopped using that, and I went out and I fished around for a little bit, and I found a Mr. Coffee mill grinder, and that's a lot better because it's basically crushing the bean, and there's several different a very fine for the K-cups to a very ground down, almost like a sand pebble for coffee machines, and anything in between. And actually, you can even make espresso coffee. So there's a whole bunch of ranges, plus you can adjust the top of it. And I'll show a description of this actual machine, and you can actually adjust it from 1 cup to 18 cups of coffee. So when I have mine, and I'm still using for ground beans, because I'll buy a pack of the dark roast for myself, and I'll have it for bean, and then else, whatever else I'll do for ground down. But I'll buy some because some people do have a grinder, and they'd rather go grind instead of a whole bean. Now, the difference between whole bean and grind, that's a debatable comment, and also saying a dark roast from a medium to a light roast. I've heard some people say there's more caffeine in a light roast than there is in a dark roast. I heard people say that, oh, you're gonna stay awake longer with a dark roast than you are with a light roast. I've heard it been told that if you have a whole bean, right when you get them, freeze them, put them in the freezer. And other ones I've heard that you can leave them out for up to 2 months and they're fine. Uh, Grinded coffee, they say right when you buy, you open the top up of a Folgers 1 gallon container. You have to use that right away daily, or it'll go bad within 2 or 3 weeks. So there's a lot of different stories out there, and it basically is the taste and how you like that taste. If you need a coffee to stay awake all day, well, drink a lot of coffee. For me, I can drink a couple cups of coffee and I can go right to bed. So coffee, depends on the person also. Some people can only drink a half a cup of coffee and they're wired for the whole night. But anyway, there's a lot of different things. And so being here out of Indiana, again, it was just kind of a hobby. I'm not charging very much for the coffee. Matter of fact, I'm only making $1, maybe $2 per bag of coffee. And the reason why is because it's for fun. And I'm actually selling it to friends. I have a website. If you want to buy it on my website, I don't like shipping too far because it costs me too much to ship it. So I'd rather just keep it local. And, if I had a place I could drop ship, I would do that. But nah, it's not really that important to me. It's just kind of a fun thing. I love coffee. I've been drinking all my coffees. They're delicious. And I'm looking to try something else different, maybe some teas later on. But again, this is not about starting your own business and getting it going right off the floor. If it is, hey, we'll see what happens, But I'm not there to do this. I'm just here to have fun and to have some coffee. So it's a little bit about my coffees. Again, my website is jascatcoffee.com, and the description is right here on the bottom someplace. I'll put it there. And it's there's nothing fancy about the website. The website's through GoDaddy. It's an e-commerce website, which I think I'm going to drop the e-commerce part because, if you want to buy them, just give me a call. We'll do a credit card over the phone. It's not the biggest thing in the world to get my coffees out in the world. It's not. It's just for a lot of fun. So I thought I'd just bring this little tidbit of my Jascat Coffee Company out to the world. And if you like it, please subscribe. I'll put a little subscribe button here and a like button. And if you have any questions or comments, by all means, ask me. If you know something that I don't know, by all means, let me know. Again, if it was for me to make money, then I appreciate all the comments I might get for that. But I'm not here to make the money. I'm here just to have fun and have my own little brand name. If you have any questions, if you have any other things to look at on my website, by all means, go look at my website. And my father, he's got a great website also. It's called...
Hi, I'm the old geek guy, Gary, and I hope you're having a really great day today.
He's almost 80, and he goes over technology for the older ones and the pros and cons of some certain devices, how to use an iPad or an iPhone or an iWatch better. If you don't know a lot of how to use it, especially if you're older and you have a poor eyesight. My father has very poor eyesight. So he expands his words really big. And he walks quite a bit. So he uses the iPhone exercise part of it very, very much. And he's got videos coming all the time. They're both in Spanish and English. And he's got I guess a blog also that he talks to people about. And then my wife has a YouTube page also, and hers is Terry's Thrifty Finds, and I'll put a post down here. And what she does is she goes to Dollar Trees and Walmarts and finds good deals and posts about the good deals that she's found, and she's become a Dollar Tree-aholic.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Terry's Thrifty Finds. I appreciate you stopping by and watching another one of my videos. Before you leave watching this video or on your way out, make sure you hit like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification button so you'll be notified when I upload another video.
It's really cute, it's really neat, and it's good for her. So anyways, nice talking to you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and again, please like and subscribe. It's always good to see that. And if you did like it, I will continue this and go over different things and try some different coffees out. I'll even go out and get some different coffees from different companies and try them out. And then what I like to do, like I said, is like I might go into teas. So if I go into teas, there's a whole different view on everything. So anyways, again, thank you for showing up, and I appreciate it, and have a good night.
Oh, here we go.
Ew, ew, ew.